Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. I am about to get ready to go to a massage appointment, and then I need to run to the grocery store really quick. I do need to pick up a couple things, but I also need to grab some things to make soup because I have a little sickly in my house. So I'm going to do that, and then I want to binge Ginny and George's new season, so we're going to do that. It's pretty much going to rain. I may go to dinner later to this new steakhouse, but we'll see. But yes, that's all we're doing today so far. I hope everybody's doing well. I have a couple new subscribers. Just want to say thank you so much for joining this community that I am trying to build. I hope you stick around. I do have the video up every Sunday at 12. I also post on my TikTok at the same name. I am Des Taylor. But yeah, so let's get into the video. Strawberries, some donuts, some pastini, flour, coffee, some soup mixes, rice, cottage cheese, sour cream, hummus, some beefsteak, tomatoes, mixed veggies, asparagus, carrots, broccoli, shredded lettuce, green beans, celery, cucumber, lettuce, coffee creamer, some chicken thighs for the soup, chicken legs for dinner. Have some bones for my dog, some snacks. I want to put this in my coffee. Some Nutella, cherries, and a little haul. Massage was great. Feeling super relaxed. Probably not going to make the soup today. Probably make it tomorrow to go along with the meal prep and some chicken and rice that I'm going to be making. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. It's just raining, not doing much. Might go to dinner later. Keep you posted. But I do want to start Ginny and Georgia, so I'll probably start doing that. What else? Don't know what we're doing for the week, but I'll bring you along. But yeah, I'm going to just chill out for a little bit, and then I will check later. I'm just finishing my sushi right now. And starting the first episode.
That's gross.
I hate that Marcus cut his hair.
What? You telling him about it?
Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. I am getting ready to start my meals for the week. I am going to make the soup today because now I kind of want it even though it's warm. But soup season, any season. And Sicky is still a little sick, so I think it would definitely help. So I'm not going to make it like a huge thing, just a little thing. And I'm also going to be making some chicken legs with some Spanish rice and some asparagus. So I'm going to prep my chicken and get that started. For the chicken legs, I think I'm just going to put that in the oven with some onion and garlic, season it up real good so it gets like a nice little gravy with the rice and the veggies. And then for my soup, I'm going to be making it as normal like I previously done. I'm going to show you all the steps, but I am going to be using the pastini noodles, but I'm going to cook that separately so that the noodles don't soak up all the liquids. I'm going to make it a little bit spicy just so it clears up all that like mucus and stuff that's going on, like sinuses and all that. So I have, for the soup, it's going to be boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which I always use. I'm using about 5 pieces. I kind of like stick them and I sear them first. So I'm going to season them up, sear them first, and I'm going to fill the pot up with water, let them boil, let them cook, let them soften, and then I'll start adding my ingredients and then kind of like, shred them up and stuff. So, and I don't want it to be a whole day process, so we're gonna make this quickly. So let's get into that. For the soup noodles, I'm gonna be using this, the pastini, the little stars, and then I'm gonna be putting this into the soup, pumpkin, chicken, and the cock flavored. And for rice, I'm going to be using this one. I tried this one before and it's pretty good. So this is what we're going to work with. The only difference is I'm going to put this in my rice cooker. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to be adding dumpling to my soup as normally, and I'm just going to be using all-purpose flour for that. I have some yellow sweet onions here, some garlic, some chopped up yellow onions. This is the hot sauce I'm going to use in the soup. I also have some minced garlic as well. And then for the soup is going to be soup chicken. You know, I'm going to be using some sazon, onion powder, Italian seasoning, garlic, onion, pepper, a little bit of salt. And I'm going to be using this pot. And then for this pan is going to be the chicken legs. And I'm going to use some sazon total, garlic, picked up chicken, Cajun roasted garlic, and caramelized onion, and some paprika. It's going to have like a little bit of a spice to it, but not too crazy. And then I'm thinking I put a little bit of the little chicken powder thingy. Hold on. A little bit of this with some water. So chicken bouillon with some water and kind of mix it up. So I think I might put it on the bottoms of the tray, but I haven't fully decided. So let's get to it. chicken. I had put some foil on it and covered it for like about 20 minutes so it's nice and tender. Look at all this gravy I got. And I just added a little paprika at the top. I'm gonna add it in the oven and broil it just to get a little crispness at the top, just a little bit, for maybe like a minute or two. And that's gonna be it for that. For this, I shredded the chicken as you saw, and then I added the cock and the pumpkin packet. I didn't do the noodles. I'm gonna do that last. And I'm just gonna let this sit and let that chicken soak up all that ingredients. I have it on like a low heat right now, and I'm gonna check in about 20 minutes, taste the water, see what it needs. If it needs more seasoning, I'm gonna add some more seasoning and probably that chicken flavored soup mix as well, and do the same thing, keep the noodles out of it. And I'm gonna add a little bit of hot sauce of spice. The noodles, the pastini, I'm gonna do separately, like I said. And yeah, we're getting places. We're getting places. just air fried the asparagus on 400 for about 2 minutes because I still like them to have a little bit of crispness in them. I just added some pink Himalayan salt and some olive oil for that. I also packed my lunch for the week. So you got the chicken, rice, and gravy with the asparagus. I have some of the pastini in a separate bowl right here. And then I have the soup that is now done. So here is the soup in all its glory. Nice and hearty. All I did was add the noodles from the chicken mix to the end of it. Now it's off. This is a pastini. It's cold now, but just gonna add it to, to it, and it'll warm it up. So I'm gonna plate up and I'll show you what this looks like, finished product. Oh, also the rice, Spanish rice. There we go. And this is finished product. Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you really quickly what I got in from Amazon. So I wanted like a gloss shine spray, and I got this one from Cream of Nature. It's the Argan Oil Anti-Humidity Gloss and Shine Spray. So I wanted like a little oil for my curly hair, and it works on all hair types, so even for like silk press, and it smells really good. And I believe this was like $6. And then I needed primer for my gel nails, so I'm trying this one out. They have really good reviews on Amazon because I did my nails this time and didn't have a primer, and a lot of them just started chipping, didn't even last 2 weeks. So I want to try this one out. I think this is pretty much going to be it for the video, so I'm going to end it here. So I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.